Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are here, the Stockton Dirt Track, located in Stockton, California, and this is gonna be my first 410 race of 2022. Well, we are about to get the night started here at Stockton. Just got all suited up, had the pit meeting, went over all the rules here for KWS. This will be the second ever time I've ran with this California-based series, and there's so many heavy hitters, you know, a lot of iconic cars that have been running out here for years, but that doesn't faze us. They're all just cars with numbers, and we're excited to kind of see where we stack up against them. So we're gonna be getting the night started here with engine heat, then we're gonna go right into hot laps and then single car qualifying. We drew the 67 pill, so I believe we're gonna be going out very, very late, probably one of the last cars. But if you look here at the end of the trailer, we have our beautiful red 18T all ready to go for the night. So I'm gonna be getting my safety equipment on here in just a second and we'll be strapping in. I just got back to the trailer after qualifying here at Stockton. What a tricky racetrack. First race in my 410 in 2022, and it definitely it took me a second to get back into it. You know, running the 360 last night, it felt pretty slow. Now we got an aluminum block, got 900 horsepower, and at a big track like Stockton, you definitely get moving. And so hot laps, I could have basically thrown out the window. I was no good at all. I was turning way too soon. I was adjusting to the power. I was just all over the place. So it took me those 3 laps to get going. So I didn't get a good lap around Stockton, never being here at this racetrack before. And then in qualifying, I felt a little bit better. You know, the first warm-up lap was all right. My first original lap, I got a little bit too high in turn 1, so throw that away. And then my final lap, where I felt like it wasn't that bad on the white flag run, wasn't really that bad at all, besides I got a little high off of turn 2. But going out that late and not being perfect and not laying down a good time, and maybe also it seemed like the last couple guys right after me started running really low in 1 and 2, and that was way better. Not doing that, we were pretty deep. So I think we ended up like 20th quick out of 25 cars. Went out late, made some mistakes, trying to adjust back into it. So now we are going to be going out for our heat race, rolling off from the 4th row inside starting spot, and all we can do now is take what we did and try to move forward, make the car better, and I got to be better behind the wheel. Well, here is a look at our right rear tire, and here is a look at the left rear. Right now we are currently trying to take just a little bit of power away from the 18T. Just wrapped up our heat race. Fortunate enough we're able to pass one car, but overall I don't think any of the heats were that exciting. Racetrack really single filed out around the bottom, and maybe a little bit higher than the bottom in 3 and 4, but so far, I'm not gonna lie, our night's just been a little bit tough here in Stockton. Racetrack hasn't been great. I'm kind of trying to get back up to speed in the 410. Went out late in qualifying, didn't get a great lap. Then you're in the back of a heat race, and it's just a constant uphill battle. So we're just gonna try to turn around here in the feature and continue to get our race car better. We have a break in the action, so I'm gonna go look at the track, but as you saw, really dirty, really a lot of material moving around, and not a lot of passing so far for the KWS season opener. Well, a little bit of track prep going on here behind me. Did want to point out beautiful grandstands and actually a pretty simple but cool facility here in Stockton, California. Racetrack, they are trying to turn some material over. They have the tiller out and they're hoping to bring a little bit of grip back and try to make it to where we're not just all kind of running around the bottom. They not only have the tiller out, they also have the grader. They're moving material, turning material, and all we can see is, maybe what this could do, going into the A-main event. But looking at it, it still doesn't look like there's even moisture down, in the surface, if that makes sense, which pretty much means we're gonna have the same result as the track we had before, but we'll stay on top of it. As I mentioned though, beautiful little sunset, grandstands, a lot of fans here at the races tonight, so that's cool because, that means the sport's growing. They have called all 410 sprint cars to staging. We checked the lineup and we are rolling off from 18th. Also, throw out just about everything I told you beforehand, how I didn't think their track prep was gonna do much, because they continued to work it and they also watered it a lot. And then once the sun set, now the grip is there. Doesn't mean it's gonna hold throughout the feature, but a little bit of a curveball, I always like to say, when they work it right before a feature and we really don't know what it's gonna do. It could stay sticky, it could still burn off, so we're just gonna have to try to stay on top of it. Starting this far back, we kind of tried to make some adjustments to the car to really be free in traffic because we're not gonna be able to drive as hard early. But night hasn't really went to plan, but all we can do now is go forward and try to improve and learn and get better, since this is my first 410 race of the season. So like I said, rolling off 9th row outside, try to just stay out of trouble and put together a good race.
Alright, I'm good to go?
Yep.
Alright, good luck, dude. Let your line watch out for idiots in front of you, because we know there's gonna be blocks. You got this. Love you. Safe.
night is complete here at the Stockton Dirt Track, first ever appearance, and there's actually a lot of local fans in the area. I'd never been here before, so I never got to see the local scene, but these guys came and visited me. What's your name?
John,
and
Bodie, and Caitlin.
Caitlin, and these guys, they've actually, I've met them before. Tulare, Hanford, they're super fans down here in Central California. Both these guys race outlaw carts, and what are you?
The pit crew.
She's the pit crew, so everybody's got their part here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and we're gonna load up and head back home to Southern Oregon. Everything is all loaded up. Dad, how would you describe Stockton Dirt Track?
Cowboy up.
Cowboy up, just like Ocean. And for anybody that is, we did learn a lot tonight, and honestly, that is the main thing I wanted to get to. So we started 18th there in the feature, and first lap, I will totally say it was on me. I made a horrible mistake. I followed the car in front of me off the track, like, you know when maybe someone in front of you makes a mistake and you just do exactly what they did? I was not paying attention, or not necessarily that, I just was not 100% aware of where I was at on the track, and I just did not turn soon enough. Drove off the racetrack, then I probably fell back to 22nd, 23rd, drove back up to 12th. We made some changes before the feature, and like my dad said, we learned a lot as far as what we can do to our car on a big track, because I feel like lately we ran a couple bull rings the end of last year and then what we ran last night, and we kind of felt something comfortable there, but it had been a little bit since we've been on a place like Stockton. So tonight it took me a little bit to get back used to a 410, a big track, and then also just trying to get the car comfortable for me as to where I felt, you know, like at the end of last night. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, keeping it free when it is so hooked up like that. You know, it started off slick, and all of a sudden we're like, all right, how can we tighten up and get more drive and get more drive? Then all of a sudden they reworked the racetrack, and then we're all trying to figure out how to just get the car to turn in traffic. And I felt like on the restarts, when we were in a good spot, we could move a couple cars at a time, and that was good. I just didn't need to make my mistake early, which, you know, set me back. But in the end, once I kind of figured it out, and I could have even been a little bit better, I think as the racetrack moved up a little bit in 3 and 4, if I would have moved up sooner and been more consistent, I possibly could have been a top 10 car. But I believe we ended up 13th, so +5 again tonight. Nothing to hang our head about. Just needed to minimize some of those mistakes early, and maybe we could have possibly been, you know, like a top 10 car even with the surface we had tonight. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. That is going to conclude our first weekend of sprint car racing of 2022. Want to give a huge shout out to KWS, as well as On-Site Screeners, Fast 4 Media, ABC Powder Coating, Lafarge, Carson Oil, Pit Stop USA, Earth Environmental, QRC, Next Gen Def, Bullseye Design and Print, as well as my dad, Carly, Brian, and the rest of my family, and everyone that came out and supported us, not only at the Ocean Speedway, but also tonight at the Stockton Dirt Track. It was a wacky weekend. We learned a lot. We got up to speed, and now it's time to continue improving and just get our program to where we want to be, chasing victories and success, you know, week in and week out. See you guys all in the next one, and thank you for riding along with me for my journey. Deuces.